that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And during that opening music, Bree wants to know if I'm making butter Kevin. What the hell is a butter Kevin? Is that like butter chicken, but you use Kevin instead and you just lap it up all night long? What happened there?
I think she wanted to know if Kevin was making butter.
Shh, it really just ruins it when you put it in the right perspective.
It's not all about you. I'm sorry. It's not all about you.
I just wanted a chance to make it with Kevin.
I refer you all to the movie Last Tango in Paris and have no further comment.
You know, I've never seen it. Okay, let's get on with intros then. I'm Travis Sivart, and yeah, I'm a guy that does a thing with a thing, and tonight I'm trying a new drink layout, and you know what? I learned today, gentlemen. It's matter of fact, it may be a bit of a surprise to you. I learned why people call it a fifth of liquor. You know, like people are like, I plead the fifth. Somebody's like, I drank the fifth. Yeah, it's one of these guys I know asked me this earlier. What the fuck does it refer to? And apparently, I pause in case you guys want to throw any comments in anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
No, okay, good.
Roll with it, brother.
I'll just talk to myself, just like when I'm masturbating. I'm just going to talk to myself for a minute here.
Moan a little.
What?
Moan a little. Get it moist.
But a fifth of liquor makes me moan. But it also, it's what we used to call what is now a 750 milliliter, or apparently in the UK a 75 centiliter bottle of spirits. But it was about 25.4 ounces because originally it was 1/5 of a U.S. gallon, liquid gallon, which I guess that's changed now. It's not what it was 250 years ago.
I guess.
Hey, how about that? We're coming up on the 250th
250th
anniversary.
We
Birthday?
might
Yeah. So, Ed, what are you drinking?
I'm actually drinking a Reed's ginger ale, or is it a ginger beer?
Ginger
Whichever
beer.
one of the two. It's a ginger beer.
Yeah.
Ginger beer.
Yeah, you've had those before. You
Is
said
that
they're
an
pretty.
alcoholic ginger beer or a non-alcoholic
It's
one?
non-alcoholic. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's pretty tasty. How about yourself, Kevin? Just
I'm just drinking black coffee tonight. Coffee taken like me, dark and bitter.
What kind of coffee is it?
Just instant this evening. I couldn't be bothered with a percolator or
So,
stuff,
like Sanka, you just scooped a spoon into some hot water and stirred?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Nescafe.
Oh, okay.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So we got to get an opening toast here. As Ed said, here's to our future. Hopefully we have one.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. On a personal or political level. Hold on, Tal says, I have Portello to drink. What is that? What is Portello? She's Australian. So, and Joe's got a cup of tea. It's kind of like root beer. Okay. I wonder if it's like birch beer. You ever had birch beer, either of you?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very American thing, kind of like root beer or cream soda.
I've had root beer. But...
It's like I don't know, berry flavored root beer?
Okay.
Does birch beer taste like a tree? Asks Brie. Well, I mean, theoretically, root beer, cream soda, birch beer, all the extracts are coming from trees, or trees are coming, one of those two.
And yeah, they put it in a bottle.
Yeah, Tal, one day I'm going to send you some good root beer. I'm going to pack that up and send it. Oh, it'll be difficult to figure out what time of year to send it. If you're going to send stuff to the opposite hemisphere, it's not like Kevin, if you're going to send me chocolate, it's got to be in the winter. Don't send me chocolate in the summer because it'll melt by the time it gets here, sitting in trucks and whatnot. Whereas with a bottle of anything carbonated, you don't want to send that in hot temperature months. And if I'm sending something from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, you'll want to make sure it's during spring, fall, as opposed to summer, winter. I'm the only one that thinks of these things, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do the topic here. Kevin suggested an interesting topic because he was getting day drunk today, and the topic of mankind's future among the stars, not the Hollywood kind and the dancing kind, but the ones up in the sky. Is that just a expensive pipe dream, or humanity's last hope? So yeah,
True.
we're bullshit. True. Just yes across the board, Ed. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was literally, I thought it'd be good for us because it was literally some talk from the Tavern. For those of you who don't know this, I work in a pub. And this was a conversation with one of the locals today. And the basic thrust of the conversation was, are we, because obviously in space exploration, it's a big deal, especially, ever since we landed on the moon, you right the way through to Musk and SpaceX, man is fixated on traveling to the stars. For a variety of different reasons. And the general thrust of the conversation was, are we spending an extraordinary amount of money on space exploration and space science that we could be funneling to better use on Earth? Or are we so far along on a path of self-destruction on our own planet that we need to seriously consider expansion into the stars as one of our only viable means of sustaining humanity?
I've got a rant for this. Ed, do you want to hit this before
Go
I
ahead,
open
go
my
ahead,
damn
go
mouth?
ahead.
Here's what
Yeah,
I'll say.
open
You
your
said one word, Kevin, that just
That's okay.
says this whole thing is fucking fruitless. You said money. We're a society and a species that relies on competition and capitalism to move forward, which does have pros, but for something like exploration of space or living in space for an extended period of time, we are not going to efficiently do that when it's a matter of money. If it's a matter of resources, we can allocate that to last show we were talking about, are we distributing food? Is there enough food for people on the
Are
earth?
we gonna
And I'm
run out of
like,
food?
we're just
Yeah.
distributing it wrong. And you're like, nope, we don't even have enough. But as long as we're competing with each other and putting a dollar value on things instead of a societal value of working together and moving forward together, we're never going to do it efficiently. And even if we did get up there in some kind of workable situation, human greed is going to fuck it up, in my opinion, one way or the other. So right now I'm going with pipe dream. But then again, if we fixed the problems I'm talking about so we could do it, then we wouldn't need it as a last hope because we addressed the root issues that are making us run in that direction.
I get
But
where you're coming
isn't
from, but sorry, go on, Ed.
but isn't pipe dream sometimes what sparks uh the next discovery?
Absolutely. Definitely can be.
I mean, I agree. We're I won't say wasting money, but we are spending money that we could be spending on other things. But a part of me, maybe I watched too much Star Trek, likes to think there's going to be something valuable to come out of it in the end for all of us. Maybe we will actually get that Star Trek universe where
But
you don't have to.
you know what happened in
money.
Star Trek before they could
Yeah, we
get
had
that
a big war
universe?
that almost destroyed the world. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
you just ain't got there yet.
the year's not over yet.
It's probably going to happen before that 250th.
Kevin, what were you going to say, man? Okay, we'll let him think about
Okay.
that for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll
and,
let him think about that for a little bit.
and there we go into Bree asks well, first Joe says, a very valid point I've never considered. And Bree says the age-old question of, why did money even come into play in the first place? Control. I don't understand this entire world and the shit show it gives us. Yeah, control. It was absolutely
Yeah,
control.
absolutely.
Money used to be a tool of power. And fun fact, as our history has shifted, money has become the power in it and of itself
Mm-hmm.
that is manipulated to control people now. Whereas you used to control people because you controlled the money, you now kind of need the exact reverse. Kevin, did you have some thoughts on this?
I get where you were coming from earlier when you said about the whole greed concept. What I do wonder though is there are two factors I think play into the possibility that we will continue to push towards space. The first is the rate at which we now burn through finite resources on Earth.
Yeah.
We now use a lot of rare metals in smart technology and computing that we never used even decades ago.
Yep.
And these things become more and more prevalent in our current technology. So unless we have a jump in technological advancement and scientific discovery on this planet, are we going to reach the point where even if we don't move into space, mining raw materials from space and bringing them back to Earth becomes vital to keeping our current technology running?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the other thing is the ability to open up new revenue streams. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have
Yeah.
to be something that we're running in short supply of, but food's a classic example. Whether we, regardless of what we might have talked about on the previous show about whether we grow enough food, we have enough space to grow it, you only have to look at population demographics over the last few hundred years to realize our population is growing exponentially. It's not slowing down
Right.
anytime soon. So even if we haven't burnt out our ability to cope with
Can
supplying
I
ourselves now,
can I
yeah,
jump in
please.
on something here real quick? And I'm keep your thought because we're going to go right back to it. I remember 10, 15 years ago, they're like, population is skyrocketing. China had restriction on how many kids you can have, just one per family. And then this next generation hit the workforce, hit adulthood, and they're not having kids as many or as early as they did, as people did 15 years ago. And they're like, oh no, we're at a population risk. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? We are in no way in any kind of
Yeah.
danger for not enough people.
I get that, but I think the factor there is scale. If you're looking at a graph over the last 50 years, you're going to see troughs and spikes
Right.
like you do in anything like that. But
Anything.
you extend that back out over the last 500 years, and the curve of population on Earth is doing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's my point. Is I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
talking about in the next 10, 20, even
I-
50 years, but we are advancements in medicine, people living longer,
Right.
and that's before we start curing diseases that currently kill people we may find cures for soon. I think it's inevitable that the population on Earth is going to continue to rise unless we, something legal
Well, with
like
diseases,
China has done.
we're digging up things out of the permafrost that haven't been around for 45,000 years. So we're going to have some extra diseases that we forgot existed.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah, it'll balance.
excluding the alien versus predator angle. Yeah, that's the other thing. I think not just rare resources that are in small supply already, but anything that we can currently turn into profit on this planet. The more people we have,
Yeah.
the less that goes around. If we can then untap markets in space that enable us to bring more resources to the market, that I think will be enough of a financial incentive to continue to drive us to, if not look to moving humanity out to the stars, then at least to bring resources to us here.
Also, backing you up on that one, it's pretty much the billionaires going to space. And if they're the ones able to mine and harvest these extraterrestrial resources, they're going to have full control over them, which is going to give them even more money. You think the wage gap is weird now? Oh, give it fucking 50 years where they can actually do
Have
this shit? Ed?
have any of you seen? I believe it's an Apple TV show, For All Mankind.
No, I did not
No, I
watch it.
haven't.
It talks about this very subject with many of the things you just brought up right now, Travis. It's and the basis of the show is
That's why I'm a
it's
sci-fi writer, buddy.
Russia beats the United States into space by about a week. We didn't even know that they were going. And it changes the space race to be more of a race than it actually turned out to be. We go to the moon, we start mining the moon, they start mining the moon. They build a restaurant and hotel much earlier than anything we've ever put in orbit around the planet for rich people to go to. Then a big company comes along, kind of like Elon Musk, and we're going to beat everybody to Mars. And they beat everybody to Mars and start mining Mars. And who owns the rights to this and who owns the rights to that? It's exactly what you just mentioned, Travis.
How's the show?
I enjoyed it. I
Like,
think it's
is it
been
worth
on
for me
about
to, like,
three seasons.
should I blindly buy a season of it on DVD? Is it that good? Like Expanse. If
I
you
don't.
ask me about Expanse, I'm like, just go fucking buy it. Worth it.
I enjoyed it, but that's because I get into shit like that. The political intrigue and the money and everything.
Which
I'm
isn't
not so
necessarily.
sure you would.
You might be right on that one. Okay, anyhow, I derailed us like 4 times so far. Okay, where were we?
You say that like derailing a topic isn't something we do on a weekly basis. But
I just want to buy another damn DVD.
Oh.
it's an interesting other factor, though, that hadn't occurred to me until Ed just said that. Maybe it's not all about resources either. So we're all pretty clear right now. You know, if you ask anybody from any country to draw up a list of who are the 5 major players in terms of superpowers around the world, everyone's going to pick pretty much the same list. What happens if another country, instead of investing in war, invests in space?
Oh,
And
that's
suddenly
interesting.
gets a jump, and then suddenly has something these other countries don't have.
Mm-hmm.
That'd
There's
be
the
a.
potential there to shift the balance of power.
Mm-hmm.
What about if like Dubai was secretly
Indeed.
working on a space program? Because the Middle East is closed to a lot of the information there is closed to us. And what if they did the first one to mine a comet or get to the asteroid belt? The not the coupler. What's the one between Mars and us? Whatever.
That one.
Yeah. You know where that other planet used to exist that blew up 700 million years ago or whatever it was.
Oh, you talking about Superman's home planet, Krypton?
That is in another damn galaxy, dude. It's or no, maybe it's in our galaxy, just another solar system. Oh, by the way, they have finished filming Spaceballs 2.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a wrap, and now it's just in production, post production, and
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, I like Josh Gad anyway, and apparently they bring. Was it Bill Pullman played Lone Star? His son is coming in and playing a role of his child. So
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
yeah, I just read an article this morning. That's why it's on my brain. So looking forward to that. We'll see how that goes.
Speaking of space,
Yeah, but yeah, that'd be a great thing. Is that something that happened in that series where a smaller country got it? Or are we still dealing with the major superpowers as we know?
it's still mainly the United States and Russia, but we went to Mars on a partnership with North Korea.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you can, yeah, and one side is claiming espionage for this, and the other side is claiming, yeah, yeah, it gets into all of that stuff. So.
Fucking humans.
Yeah.
Rolling off of the whole thing about changing the balance of power as well. There's a lot of nations on this world who would love to be up in the big leagues. Maybe it's not about what they can get in space and bring back to Earth that might shift the balance of power. we know, like you mentioned Kepler, Travis,
Hmm.
now more than ever with our advances in space exploration via technology rather than actually sending a man out into space, probes, we know that there are planets out there who that are as livable, if not more livable. Actually, ironically, Kepler, I think it's at 221 or 224b,
Yeah.
which is the most
227
viable we found. Maybe, who knows, 22 something, that one, 221b Baker Street.
and 227 was an old TV show in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That actually has a higher, I forget what they call it, but like a livable, they have an index, a figure between 0 and 1 of how habitable a planet is. And
Right.
it actually scores higher than Earth. What if somebody develops long distance space flight before our major powers do, and they're the only country that has a presence on a fully livable Earth style planet?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Liechtenstein invent a spacecraft, and they're the first ones to land on Kepler. And while we're all still fighting over the same scraps of territory over here, it now becomes planet Liechtenstein.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin. Not to split hairs, and that's exactly what I'm about to do. It won't be physical travel. It won't be long distance space travel. It will be figuring out how to get to space to create, for lack of a better term, a wormhole to move through space without actually physically having to travel through that distance. That's will be the breakthrough, and they're already doing it with photons and certain communications, which is going to help sublight relays when it comes to communication over that kind of distances. But yeah, if somebody was
Yeah,
able to do it, and think about it, a small country would be much more likely to create something in their basement we don't know about than launching shit into space that we don't know about, because we know
yeah, you're
every fucking thing that leaves the atmosphere. Go ahead.
Yeah, and obviously, although I don't proclaim myself to be an astrophysics expert, I'm aware of the limitations of travel
Yeah.
and the speed of light, and
Yeah.
also the theory of relativity and time dilation. The faster you go, Um, so I'm aware that we're not talking about someone suddenly radioing back one day from Kepler to Earth, going, "Hey, guess what, guys?"
What's up,
Um,
motherfuckers?
but
But
yeah, it's an interesting thought, isn't it, that our perception of the balance of world powers on this planet
mhm.
is because we can't be anywhere else. If we
Mm.
then factor in the ability to go to another livable planet, it becomes much more of a driving imperative for the currently existing superpowers to want to achieve that before somebody else gets the jump on them and gets an edge in terms of increasing their comparative importance.
Hmm.
I tell you something. I'm going to look at the second part of this. So, expensive pipe dream, I've already beat that drum. Let's look at it not as humanity's last hope. At least I'm not going to right now. I'm going to look at it as what if we could do it as a world, if we could work together enough to move forward and do this, which then we go into one world government. That's a whole nother political argument. But let's look at what if we move forward together and we did this. I think it'd be fucking awesome to not bring all those resources to Earth, but we're always talking about terraforming planets. If we can build a Dyson sphere, you both know what that is?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
explain it just in case somebody listening doesn't. Dyson sphere, generally you put a Dyson sphere around a star so it collects all that energy coming off the star, but you can also put one around a planet. And if we put a Dyson sphere around the planet that is all solar panels, and then we mined the asteroid field between here and there to bring resources to Mars to start the terraforming, we talk about unlimited resources, and Earth could go back to being a natural paradise with only specific spots of high technology, dense population. It'd be a beautiful thing. I mean, the things we could learn if we had a low gravity planet to launch space exploration off of, let alone how many moons does Mars have? Earth is a rarity that has one moon. Most planets have 5 to 30 moons in our solar system.
And counting.
Yeah. If we could put an observatory even a unmanned observatory on one of these moons, whatever the Hubble here and the James Webb Telescope collects for us now, would be like the equivalent of a telescope from the 1600s versus what we have now.
Mhm.
That technology, no light pollution, no regular pollution.
Where do we get all the raw materials to build a Dyson sphere that big?
That asteroid belt. That asteroid belt.
How do we get to the asteroid belt to get all those raw materials and get them back here to build a Dyson sphere that big?
Roombas with engines. I'm serious. Drone technology is going to be so important in space to take something the size of our desk or a skateboard and be able to shoot it out to an asteroid in this asteroid belt and run microscopic tests on the elements within that asteroid so we could then drop a beacon on it to know which ones to mine.
But we've already proved now that we have the technology, because it was done recently, to calculate trajectories accurately enough that we can fire a probe to intersect with any given moving body in the heavens. We
Yeah.
landed one on an asteroid recently. All we need to do now is work out a way to bring it back.
Right.
Mining asteroids is what-
Our current Mars rover technology has the ability to collect surface samples,
Right.
analyze them,
Right.
and beam that data back.
Yeah,
That's
All
what I'm
we need to do
saying.
now is work out a way to actually bring the physical
the
resource back.
material back. Yeah.
Well, while we're discovering that, and Ed, I saw you had something to say. I'm going to pass it to you in a second here.
That's one of the things on that movie is mining asteroids. That's
Okay. But
But
yeah,
no,
we
we
take
will.
these drones, while we don't have the technology to bring it back, we take these drones with that Mars rover technology for testing things. We know how to get these drones to the asteroid, and then we can send it to the next one in line, next one in line, even though they are literally tens of thousands of miles apart from each other. We go, we test, we drop a tracker on the asteroid with what it has that we go pick up later. Then, as we're marking these asteroids, we're developing the technology to go mine them and bring them back. Or in some cases, if it's like, oh shit, this thing seems like it's 70% some mineral we can use, we're not mining that. We're attaching fucking engines to that shit and blasting it to where we can work on it, not towards Earth. Because there is, you think a nuclear bomb is a threat? An asteroid big enough to be worth mining, that entering the atmosphere would be an extinction level event. So we don't send it this way. We send it somewhere else. And not the moon either. We don't need to whack that with a big asteroid and knock that shit out of orbit.
We're talking about the benefit if we're talking about a potential all Earth combined effort.
Yeah.
No in the spirit of cooperation rather than competition. That doesn't necessarily have to benefit us by point of resources either. Scientific theories exist all the time. The difference between science theory and science fact is proof via data sets.
Right.
We're still to this day discovering things on our own planet, despite all of the research and study we've done here, that increase our knowledge. And you can look at things like, the discovery of quantum mechanics recently as an example of that. If we can reach further stellar bodies than we're capable of reaching now through combined effort and bring back data from those planets, from planets like Kepler, who are almost identical to Earth but have minor differences that therefore give us a wider field of data to collect, we could potentially accelerate our own scientific understanding. So it's not just about bringing resources to Earth. We can widen our knowledge base.
See, for me, the information is way more valuable than the resources. But those resources are what's going to drive the people with the money.
Yeah.
That information is going to drive the eggheads, the dreamers, and all this sort of thing. Oh, damn it. I had something else I wanted to rattle on about for a second. I'll remember. I'll write it down, or I'll scream and wave my hands and go, I need to talk. But yeah, the information alone. Oh, what I wanted to say is gravity is still a theory. It's not science fact. It is science theory, because we still haven't figured out exactly how gravity works. It's a great working theory. We know it's pretty much fact, But until we can duplicate it and figure out exactly how to make it work, it's just a theory. So, yeah, there's a lot of things out there that we're learning every day, and the sharing of databases have created steps forward in science and sociology and all these other things, even psychology. Sharing psychology from different countries that wouldn't communicate normally has opened up doorways and broken down barriers that are amazing. And if we could learn to work together, even if you're still going for the all-powerful buck, if we could learn to share this information, think about pharmaceuticals, how many different things we could cure if we combined our medical databases, our genetic databases, to see who's prone to what and who's not, and can we work a cure from other human beings instead of jellyfish? Something like that.
But what's wrong with jelly?
Yeah, why can't we save the jellyfish? You speciesist.
Who said kill the jellyfish? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you say that, Kevin? See, now we're acting like countries. The jellyfish are okay, Bree. Apparently they hooked up with the peanut butter fish and made a beautiful baby sandwich. So,
And the squids.
it's moist.
Talking about expanding into space, we gotta be careful, man. If we finish off the jellyfish, we might anger the giant spaghetti monster, and then we're all screwed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was on Facebook and an ad hit me, and it was one of the video ads, but I watched it because I was flipping, doom scrolling, and it was sports jerseys, but it was all nerd shit, like Hellraiser and Cthulhu and Krampus and all this other shit. So it looked like a sports jersey, but this, huge elegance, the wrong word, because it was almost gritty, the design they were using for some of these things. I was so excited. And they're only like $26 each for a sports jersey, and I'm like, actually, that's a really good price. So I sent it to Andrea, my wife, and I'm like, oh, we need these so bad, because we don't have any sports shirts. And I work at Amazon, and they're like, wear your sports jersey today, and we're like digging out Quidditch shirts from Harry Potter. And I'm like, oh, how cool would it be to
That
have...
works.
Yeah, it's... Well, Andrea recently bought herself one that says, I just hope both teams had fun. But yeah, big old Cthulhu jersey. I will wear that shit to work for sports day. Tangent 6. Go on, Kevin.
I was just to say, we're not fans. We're not big Quidditch fans in my neighbourhood. Round here, no one likes a snitch.
Oh.
Thank you, thank you.
Mm.
Felt like that should be an headline.
Why?
Because I've seen
we
the
try
good
to
old
say
boys
each other.
you grew up around. Oh, by the way, have you guys watched... It's on HBO Max. Welcome to Derry.
No.
Okay, it's...
No, because I'm British and we don't have HBO.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Okay, so we're all familiar with Stephen King's book, It, and they've made two different movies about it, both of them hugely fucking long, or in 2 parts or whatever. Well, this, because the most recent movie that uses Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, he's in this too, but it's set in the 50s, whereas those movies took place in the 80s and then 27 years later, which is the cycle of It. And then it also refers to things that happened in the previous 2 cycles. That show is tight. It is good. The writing is good. The acting is good. I'll repeat this again when Ed gets back. You ever seen The Shining, Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know who Dick Halloran is, the black groundskeeper? He's in this as a young military man, and he's using his gifts. So it's kind of like an extended Stephen King universe, and
There's a. I've been trying to remember since you said it because there is a theory, isn't there? A fan theory that there's another famous story that's set in the same universe that it
Joe
existed in.
Hill.
Because
Stephen King's son didn't use the King name when he started publishing because he kind of wanted to make it on his own. Not that he hid who he was, but he has come out with things. And if you go read Nosferatu, that did have a short-lived TV series which is on Hulu. It actually refers directly to Pennywise the Clown and a few other things that happen in Stephen King books. And I love that kind of stuff. And Bree, to answer your response, it's not a weird show. It's a great show. I am having no problem following it. Ed, something I wanted you to hear. You've seen The Shining, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You remember Dick Halloran, the black groundskeeper? His younger self is in Welcome to Derry.
Oh, okay.
Kevin, what do you want to say?
I remembered what it was because I had to look it up because it was driving me mad because I knew it wasn't that. There is a fan theory that Mary Poppins is the same species of creature as
Right,
it.
right. I've heard that, and
Mm-hmm.
and also there's also fan theories that she's from the same. She's a Time Lord, like Doctor Who, because
Right.
it's bigger on the inside and all that technology. And Bree, I would
Wait,
really recommend
that
watching
means
that
one
show.
of my exes might have been a Time Lord.
Now clap. Ed knows that joke. Okay, let's get back on topic here with the Pipe Dreamer, humanity's last hope. If there was one thing you guys would want to see if we ever made it outside of our immediate vicinity of our planet, like en masse, or not just one rover on another planet or one thing shot out of our solar system, which, by the way, kudos for the Voyager still sending shit to us. Wow.
Yep, send it stuff back. Yeah.
How come my phone doesn't have that fucking battery? The hell? What would you want to see? What one result, even if you don't know how it could connect to it, directly, even if you're like, yeah, I would like to see dragons. What one thing would you love to see from this?
It's an easy answer for me, and it's not necessarily dragons. It's any other form of life in existence. And the reason for it is quite simple as well, because that would really deflate humanity's arrogance quite quickly.
Any life, even microscopic life, or intelligent
Absolutely, because
life, or just animal life?
as a starting point, microscopic life would do, because at the moment we found nothing. The
Right.
moment you find microscopic life, that then opens up the possibility that there is other life
There's
beyond
more.
what we've discovered out there, beyond the reach of our current vision into space, or call it whatever you want. And that then means we are not unique. We are
Mm-hmm.
not the only living creature in the universe. We are not special. A lot of humanity's arrogance comes from believing that we are the pinnacle of evolution. There is nothing out there more adept, more capable of critical thinking and evolution than we are
I had
the best
such
evolution has
hubris.
come up with.
Okay, Captain Picard. I saw that movie too. Okay.
Which one?
The one where humanity discovers we're not alone in the universe. First Contact.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I agree 100% with Kevin. I that's what I would want to see. More life forms other than hell. We don't even know them all here, but other than what is known here, something different. A dragon, okay, anything, just other life forms that are out there. What do they look like, and
What could we
how did
potentially? I mean, again, we're going back to increasing scientific knowledge. But if there's another form of life out there, what potentially could we learn from even microbial life? How is it developed? Under what conditions? What factors have impacted its development? Do they have evolution the same as we
Here's
do?
something we
Is
could
that
learn. How quickly their fucking microbes kill us.
well, there's that, but like Is there a sulfur-based life form instead of a
Right.
carbon-based life form,
Or silicone, yeah.
all of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
but yeah, that's the one thing. If we ever met any alien species anywhere, you have to realize if we travel from North America to Asia, there are viruses and microbes that our bodies are not used to, especially 300 years ago.
Oh, come on, man! They did it on Stargate all the time.
I know, I know, I'm wrong. My bad.
Yeah,
But yeah, if we go to another planet, we will not stand in the same room with an alien species until because we can't cleanse a whole planet of everything that'll kill us on a microscopic level. We will fucking try because we're goddamn human
You know, I
beings.
was going to say we're trying it with this one at the moment.
Uh,
So.
yeah, which by the way, can we bitch about that for a moment? Can we
Please.
stop putting ourselves in bubbles and trying to protect ourselves
yeah,
ultimately from everything? Because that's how we kill ourselves. If we do
right.
not build immunities, we do not survive the next thing coming up because these
Yep.
viruses are still evolving. And if we're
And
not
we're not.
there, right. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Protect us. I'm not against vaccines. I'm absolutely all for vaccines. But let your child eat dirt. Let
Yep.
them get sick and then get better. They will be stronger for it, and so will their offspring. Of course, still not ready for an alien planet. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen?
I think the one factor I think, and it's just my opinion, you guys may feel differently about this, I think we will continue to look towards the stars. And the reason I think is, ironically, FOMO, fear of
Yeah.
missing out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The scope for an unparalleled discovery on the face of this planet is now severely limited compared to several hundred years ago when
Right.
science was in infancy.
Right.
But out there, anything is potentially possible. And I
Yeah.
think as long as there's the possibility that something is out there, whether you're motivated by scientific discovery or you're motivated by profit or greed or power or whatever it is, the fact that there might be something out there we don't know about that we can make use of in one way or another will continue to drive us towards the stars.
Yep. Ed?
That was the point I made to the guy in the pub earlier.
Kevin said it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree and reiterate what Kevin just said. We're going to keep doing this, and it's going to be run by the rich and the powerful, and they're going to have ulterior motives, but also some straightforward motives of, oh my God, I want to see what's out there. And I want to explore, and I want to know, and I want to be the first because that's so cool. But they're going to come back and they're going to have more money. So until we learn to work together, and I'm not saying form one country on the planet, we can have our little separate countries. We love fucking lines on a map and between social groups and income levels and all that shit. But until we learn to share knowledge, we're tying our own hands behind our back. And if we can open the gates of information, this would be a game changer. But
Absolutely.
okay, I'm going to roll the sound. You good, Ed? You look like you got something else to say.
No, I'm good, man.
Okay, I'm rolling the outro. Here we go, guys. Thank you for joining us here on Talk of the Tavern. You could let us know your thoughts and input by emailing us at talkofthetavernshow@gmail.com or commenting on wherever you found this, whatever podcast service or YouTube or wherever it is. Let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We might even talk shit about you next show. You don't know. You don't know. Tell your mom we said hello and join us next time. Let's raise our glasses in a closing toast to, hey, one thing I want out of going to the star is here's to hope.
Here.